Why does that sticky morning mucus keep coming back? Here's what you should know. Have you ever wondered why you keep waking up with that same annoying mucus in your throat every morning? You're not alone, especially if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. For many older adults, it's not just a minor inconvenience. It becomes a daily routine of coughing, throat clearing, and that constant heavy feeling in the chest. Most people assume it's just part of aging or a cold that never went away, but the truth is more serious. Persistent morning mucus can be your body's way of sounding an alarm. And if you're brushing it off or treating it with the wrong methods, you might be making it worse. That's why this video could be a game changer for your comfort and maybe even your long-term health. Today, we'll uncover 5 real medically supported reasons why so many seniors wake up dealing with mucus. These aren't just theories, they're proven causes that most people have never even considered. By the end of this, you'll know what could be behind your symptoms and what you can do to start feeling better right away. So, if you're between 55 and 85 and tired of starting your day with a cough and a throat full of phlegm, keep watching. And if it's not you, but someone close to you, what you learn today might finally explain what's really going on and how to fix it. Reason. 1. Post-nasal drip from aging sinuses. One of the most common and often ignored causes of daily mucus is something happening deep inside your sinuses. As we age, the lining of our nasal passages begins to dry out. The small hair-like structures, cilia, that used to sweep mucus and dust away, slow down. And instead of being cleared out, that mucus starts dripping down the back of your throat. This is called post-nasal drip, and while it may sound minor, it can be incredibly frustrating. Imagine starting every morning with that tickle in your throat. You clear it, swallow, cough, but it never fully goes away. It can trigger a dry cough, a sore throat, or that constant need to spit something out. What's more, this isn't the kind of mucus that clears up after a cold. It can linger for months or even years. Many seniors simply assume it's part of getting older, but it doesn't have to be. Certain things can make it worse. Dry indoor air, especially during winter, acid reflux at night, and even over-the-counter nasal sprays. Surprisingly small changes like running a humidifier by your bed, using a saline rinse, or sleeping with your head slightly elevated can make a big difference. But it's more than just physical discomfort. Post-nasal drip can quietly affect your mood and self-confidence. Starting your day by coughing in front of others or having to constantly clear your throat can make social settings uncomfortable. I've heard stories of people skipping events, church, or breakfast gatherings just to avoid embarrassment. And that's important, because feeling fresh and confident each morning can change how you experience your entire day. You deserve that. So take a moment to reflect. Could dry air diet or poor sleep posture be triggering your symptoms? Even a cup of warm lemon water in the morning or changing how you sleep might bring relief. Reason number 2. Silent acid reflux. You might not even know you have it. Now here's a surprising one. That mucus you're coughing up may not be coming from your lungs or sinuses at all. It could be coming from your stomach. Yes. Silent acid reflux, also called LPR laryngopharyngeal reflux, is a hidden but very common cause of throat mucus in older adults. And unlike typical acid reflux, this kind doesn't always come with a burning sensation or heartburn. That's what makes it so sneaky. Instead, during the night, tiny amounts of stomach acid creep up into your throat while you sleep. This irritates the lining of your throat and voice box, causing inflammation. Your body responds by producing extra mucus to coat and protect the area, leaving you coughing and clearing your throat the next morning. This condition often goes undiagnosed because the symptoms don't match what most people expect from acid reflux. But if you notice hoarseness, chronic throat clearing, or a sore throat in the morning, this could be the culprit. Luckily, there are ways to manage it: avoiding heavy meals before bedtime, elevating your head while sleeping, cutting back on acidic or spicy foods, and talking to your doctor about possible treatment options can all help reduce reflux and the mucus that comes with it. What makes this so tricky is that it doesn't feel like reflux in the way we expect. There's no spicy food the night before, no heavy meal, just a feeling that you need to keep clearing your throat. Maybe your voice sounds hoarse in the morning. Maybe you feel a lump or tightness in your throat. You might even think it's allergies, but deep down, your body is trying to soothe a tiny injury you didn't even know was happening. This kind of reflux becomes more common as we age. Our esophageal valve's a little muscle that's supposed to close tightly between the stomach and throat gets weaker. And when you lie flat at night, gravity no longer keeps acid in its place. So it creeps up quietly, repeatedly, and every time it does, your body lays down a layer of mucus. Like a fireman spraying water on a hot spot. I once met a 68-year-old woman named Teresa who was convinced she had chronic bronchitis. For months, she hacked up mucus every morning. Her doctor ruled out infection. Her lungs looked clear. But when she tried sleeping with her upper body slightly raised and stopped eating within 3 hours of bedtime, the mucus vanished. Just like that, what she had wasn't a lung problem at all. It was silent reflux. Here's the emotional side many don't talk about. When you can't figure out why your body keeps acting this way, you start to feel helpless. You feel like you're doing everything right, eating well, staying warm, resting, but your mornings are still ruined by this constant mess. And the worst part, people around you don't get it. They think it's just aging, so you stop explaining. You stop asking, and slowly, you stop expecting relief. But you deserve better. If this sounds familiar, try a few things. Raise the head of your bed a few inches. Avoid late-night snacks, especially acidic foods like tomatoes or citrus. Sip warm ginger tea after dinner instead of reaching for something heavy. And most importantly, talk to your doctor, not just about heartburn, but about the possibility of silent reflux. Because sometimes, the solution isn't more medicine, it's smarter habits. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Reason 3. Dry indoor air. You might think, mucus only builds up when you're sick, or when it's humid outside. But for many older adults, the opposite is true. Mucus production can actually spike when the air is too dry, especially indoors. And guess what? That's exactly the kind of environment many seniors spend most of their time in. Heated homes in winter, air-conditioned rooms in summer. Both strip moisture from the air, drying out your nose and throat. And in response, your body does the only thing it knows how to do to protect those tissues. It makes mucus. Now, this might sound backward. After all, we associate dry air with a dry nose, right? But when your airways dry out, the delicate lining in your nasal passages and throat becomes irritated. Your body senses this as damage, like a little burn on the inside. So it floods the area with mucus to keep things moist, to trap any particles, and to soothe that inflammation. The more time you spend in this kind of air, especially while you sleep, the more likely you'll wake up needing to clear your throat, blow your nose, or cough up phlegm. I remember a gentleman named Walter, 72 years old, who had been battling thick morning mucus for over a year. He tried allergy meds, he tried cutting out dairy. He even changed his toothpaste, thinking it was causing some kind of reaction, but the mucus kept coming. Then one winter, his daughter gave him a humidifier for his bedroom. Within a week, the mucus was half as bad. Within 2, it was gone. That's how powerful dry air can be. It doesn't look like a problem. You can't smell it, you can't touch it, but your body feels it, and it fights back the only way it can. This is especially true for older adults, because, as we age, our mucous membranes naturally get drier. Our skin gets thinner, our hydration levels drop, and our body's ability to regulate moisture weakens. Add in medications like antihistamines, blood pressure pills, or diuretic sol, of which can dry you out. Now you've got a perfect storm for thick, sticky mucus that's hard to clear. Emotionally, this kind of mucus problem can be frustrating. Because it feels like it comes out of nowhere. You feel fine when you go to bed. You didn't eat anything strange. You're not sick. But still, every morning, you're stuck clearing your throat. Feeling embarrassed during breakfast, maybe even canceling plans because of how uncomfortable it is. That can chip away at your confidence. It can make you hesitant to go out, or even answer the phone. And most people don't realize that the simple solution might be sitting in a plastic box on a drugstore shelf, a small humidifier. So if you're waking up with mucus and don't know why, take a look around your bedroom. Is there a humidifier? Is there a bowl of water near the heater or vent? Are you drinking water before bed and after waking up? These small changes don't cost much, but they can make a huge difference. Because when your body feels supported, it doesn't have to fight so hard. And the mucus, it stopped showing up. Reason 4. Silent acid reflux. One of the most overlooked reasons older adults find themselves constantly coughing up mucus, especially first thing in the morning, is something called silent acid reflux. Now, when most people hear acid reflux, they picture heartburn, that burning sensation in the chest after a big meal, right? But silent reflux is different. It's sneaky. It doesn't always cause pain. Instead, it creeps up your throat during the night while you're lying down and leaves behind inflammation, irritation, and you guessed it, mucus. You see, when you lie flat, stomach acid can travel upward into your esophagus without you even realizing it. And when that acid reaches the back of your throat or your vocal cords, your body rushes to protect those sensitive tissues. It produces mucus to coat the lining, neutralize the acid, and repair the damage. So when you wake up and feel a need to clear your throat, or you notice a sticky feeling that doesn't go away, this might be the hidden cause. And the worst part, most seniors chalk it up to age or allergies and never treat the real problem. Silent reflux is especially common in people over 60 because, as we age, the muscles that keep stomach acid in place, the lower esophageal sphincter, tend to weaken. That means acid has a much easier time slipping past the barrier and climbing up the throat. And since we're often more sedentary later in life, or eating closer to bedtime, the conditions become just right for this to happen. I once met a woman named Helen, 68 years old, who told me she was clearing her throat 40 to 50 times a day. She'd been to ear, nose, and throat doctors. She thought it was allergies, then maybe a cold that never quite healed. But it wasn't until someone asked her about her nighttime habits, like eating late, lying flat after meals, and waking up with a hoarse voice, that the picture became clearer. Once she started eating dinner earlier, propping her head up at night, and avoiding trigger foods like tomatoes and chocolate, the mucus problem practically vanished. The emotional toll of silent reflux can be heavy. Because it doesn't feel like a digestive issue, many seniors feel confused and helpless. They wonder why they always sound congested. They worry about throat cancer or chronic infections. And worst of all, they may start feeling self-conscious when talking to others, clearing their throat repeatedly, coughing mid-sentence, or avoiding conversations altogether. But once you understand what's really going on, the power comes back to you. This isn't just age. It's not just one of those things. It's a physical response your body is making to a very real irritant. And with just a few simple shifts like elevating your pillow, skipping acidic foods late at night, or spacing out your meals, you can give your throat the break it needs. So, if you wake up with mucus every morning and nothing else seems to explain it, take a moment to ask yourself, what time did I eat dinner? Did I lie down right after? Am I snacking on spicy or acidic foods at night? These are not just small habits, they're big clues, because sometimes, the biggest problems aren't caused by what we feel but by what we don't. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Reason 5. Dry air and poor humidity. The air you breathe, especially in the place you spend most of your time. Your home might be silently working against your lungs, your throat, and your ability to breathe clearly. One of the most common but overlooked reasons older adults cough up mucus day after day is dry indoor air. It may sound harmless, but when the air around you lacks proper humidity, your entire respiratory system reacts, and not in a good way. As we age, our mucous membranes, the delicate linings of our nasal passages, throat, and lungs become more sensitive. They don't produce moisture as efficiently as they once did, and they don't tolerate dryness well. When the air is dry, those membranes try to compensate by producing extra mucus as a protective response. The body is trying to keep those areas moist, but it ends up creating excess congestion instead. That's why many older adults find themselves constantly clearing their throat, especially in the winter months or when the heater or air conditioner is constantly running. I once visited an old friend named Bob, a retired school principal in his late 70s. Every morning, he'd sit by the window with a cup of coffee and a box of tissues, coughing and clearing his throat like clockwork. At first, he thought it was just old age or maybe allergies. But then he noticed something strange. Whenever he traveled to a more humid climate, like when he visited his daughter in Florida, the coughing almost disappeared. Turns out, his home was simply too dry. Once he added a simple humidifier in his bedroom and another in the living room. The difference was like night and day. He went from coughing 30 times a morning to barely once or twice. Dry air also affects how mucus behaves inside your body. Instead of being thin and easy to clear, mucus becomes thick and sticky. It clings to your throat, settles in your lungs, and becomes harder to expel. This not only creates that constant feeling of needing to cough, but also increases your risk of respiratory infections. Thick mucus can trap bacteria and dust, turning your airway into a breeding ground for illness. And for many older adults, this dry environment is entirely unintentional. The heating systems we rely on in the winter and the air conditioners we love in the summer both strip moisture out of the air. Add to that closed windows, indoor fans, and poor ventilation, and you've got the perfect recipe for year-round throat irritation. What feels like a safe and comfortable home can quietly be triggering your symptoms day after day. The psychological impact is real too. Many seniors feel frustrated or even embarrassed by the constant throat clearing. They may avoid talking on the phone, limit time around friends, or assume something is deeply wrong with their lungs. But in many cases, the fix is surprisingly simple: improve the air you breathe. A good quality humidifier, regular hydration, indoor plants that release moisture, and even opening windows periodically for fresh air can make a world of difference. You don't need expensive machines or medical procedures. Just a few thoughtful adjustments that put your comfort and well-being first. If you find yourself coughing every morning or clearing your throat more than you'd like, look around your space. Pay attention to how the air feels, because sometimes the biggest relief doesn't come from medicine or a diagnosis. It comes from simply breathing better. Let's now take this insight with us and move on to our final reflection. If that persistent throat clearing leaves you feeling self-conscious, or if morning mucus makes you worry about your lung health, please know this: you're not imagining things, and there's nothing wrong with you. Countless others share this experience, and most importantly, solutions exist. What many dismiss as just aging is actually your body sending important signals. Those extra coughs or increased phlegm aren't failures, they're your seasoned body asking for slightly different care than it needed decades ago. Like a trusted car with higher mileage, it just needs more attentive maintenance now. We've uncovered several key causes today, from sinus changes to stomach acid to dry air. Each explanation comes with practical fixes, whether it's adjusting your sleep position, hydrating differently, or simply tweaking your home environment. Even small changes can bring big relief. This isn't about fighting aging, it's about working smarter with the body you have now. You wouldn't ignore a friend whispering for help. Treat your body's quiet signals with the same care. Maybe start with one change this week: a humidifier, an earlier dinner, or a doctor's conversation about medications. Progress builds gradually. Remember, Comfort isn't a luxury reserved for the young. You've earned the right to breathe easily and wake up feeling fresh. Aging brings wisdom, but it shouldn't mean resigning yourself to daily discomfort. We'd love to hear which insight resonated most with you. Drop a comment about what you'll try first. Your experiences help others feel less alone too. If this was helpful, consider subscribing for more content like this. Here's to your health and to many comfortable mornings ahead.